Hi guys. So, today I was watching my video, my live video. Oh my god. I look so skinny. Like not skinny nice, skinny bad. So I'm like, oh, I need to delete this video. So I deleted my few what do you call them? My few let me see how my few um lives. Now, there is a reason that I continue to talk about passport bros, even though I do not really care about, I am a, what they call it? I am, what am I? Feminist, one, a liberal, two, and I do not care. I don't care if people, if people have a lot of sex. I actually want people to have a lot of sex. But passport bros, they are in trouble now, right? They should not be talking about black women. They should be talking about themselves, about the trouble they are getting into, right? But that's not what they are talking about. They are talking about instead of talking about the trouble they are getting into, they're talking about black women because they can't stop talking about black women. This guy, Skylar Daron, or I don't know how to say his last name. Almost every other video he makes is attacking black women. Mind you, these men are supposed to be, in another country, in another continent. They are not even in North America. They are in a lot of the time. They are in America, but they can't stop talking about black women. Why? Because these men are their movement is not really about providing black men uh, options. It is about hating black women. They just hate black women. Their whole thing is about hating black women. It's not about, providing black men. Guys, it's getting hot in my. Let me get something. So their movement is not about, getting black. It's not about providing what do you call providing options to black men. It is about attacking black women. So because of that, almost everything they do is attacking black women. Um, and me, you guys know that I have this theory, which is that anyone who hates black American women would hate all black women. You have to realize, black American women are seen, black Americans are like the default black people. When people think of black, they think of black American. So if someone hates black American women, he will hate all black women. So it's like this is why African women should have realized that the passport bros would not like them because African women are black women, and passport pros do not like black women. They will only like you as long as they can use you against black American women, as long as they can weaponize you against black American women. So as you could see, all his videos Actually kind of embarrassing. You are a passport bro, and instead of making um, video about you, about passport bros, you are here attacking women, especially black women. Black women scare passport bros away from Kenya, and uh, it's truly embarrassing. And there is this video of black woman say she was scammed by local Brazilian. And as you can see, whenever he makes videos attacking black women, he doesn't get a lot of views. So there is the attack. The only time he gets views is either when he is sexualizing women or when he is attacking, black women. When he's trying to talk about anything substantive, he doesn't get, like, how do I afford to live in Brazil? My income explained only 9.9 views, 9.9K views. The broke chick apocalypse, 28, almost 30,000 views. So mm, he knows that, uh, his subscribers are black woman haters. So that is what would get him more views. So this is absolutely amazing, that this guy has been out of the country, but he cannot stop talking about. And he says black women from London are bringing their nasty attitude to Brazil. Mind you, um, black men are actually, whenever there is a negative thing about black people, it usually comes from black men. Black men, when people say, they don't like black travelers, it's usually black men. So these men, they are trying to project their undesirability and negative image onto black women. And this is just sexualizing, women. And they do not really have any um, content, at least a content that, that gets a lot of views. That's not about sexualizing women or attacking black women. So the whole movement is a degenerate black woman hater movement. That's why I'm telling you guys. By the way, this guy literally has videos telling black men how to buy sex in Brazil, like how to be, uh, he said, sugar daddies. So these men, like all of them, are twerked on and robbed. So he is claiming that someone twerked on him and bribed him. And if you could see, he seems happy. But when black women twerk, then it is degeneracy. That's why it's very important. It's important to realize that they do not really hate degeneracy. They just hate black women. And of course, the best thing black women can do is not to listen to these men. There was this one video where he claimed, black women um, were traveling all over the world to spy um, on passport bros, but uh, the evidence he presented was black women traveling, black women learning Thai. He claimed, like, the black woman learning Thai was, he said, they are learning. And this is, here is the thing, it says here, black women face discrimination on dating, and that is actually none of their business, right? Really. For one thing, if you if this the sad thing is we live in patriarchy, so women do not understand that men not liking you means absolutely nothing. You will get sex one way or another. So you don't even need men to find you attractive. The only thing you need from men is sex. And you can get sex without men being attracted to you. You don't have to be attractive to get sex. And you don't need anything else from men. So when people say, black women are the least desirable, I never say, no, we are not. I don't say that. I say, so what? Not being attractive means nothing. You lose more in life by not having good personality, by not having good job, than by not being attractive. You will have more friends if you have good personality than if you are attractive. In my family, the person with who still has all her friends from high school, from middle school, is not the most attractive girl in our family. Good personality is much better, much better, makes you more successful than being attractive. Having a good job, I mean, I benefited from being educated than from being attractive or not. So black women we should not even be pushing back on this idea that we are the least attractive. It will be like, oh, okay, thank you, so what? Because being attractive, if I am not attractive to another person, I don't lose anything, right? Because I am attractive to me. You do not judge yourself by what you look, right? You love yourself. Whether you are attractive or not, you love yourself. And other people not finding you attractive absolutely have nothing to, no effect on your life. Mm, but because we live in a patriarchy, we think that we need um, we need to be attractive. No, we don't. I was going, oh man, this is why it is so hard for me. Because I have to be honest with you guys, I rarely watch this guy. So I don't know if it was a live or black women are failing at interracial dating globally. uh, that is So, like, the obsession with black women's in dating life is kind of pathetic, you know. Because it doesn't really matter whether someone finds you attractive, whether white men find that attractive or not. I have told you guys, if you want to date white men, go to Africa. You'll find more black men to date you in Africa than you would here in America. So I don't even know why, why we should care whether, someone finds that attractive or not. That's not even, a care for us. Someone finding us attractive or not is not truly is not doesn't have any effect on our life. I was trying to find the video of him talking about um, right here. The Rio Carnival boat party with bodies was insane. That this again is non-black women twerking. When black women do it, it's degeneracy. When non-black women do it, it is attractive. That's why I have said that, when black women attack Sexy Red, it breaks my heart, because Sexy Red, there is nothing wrong with Sexy Red. At least for for a lot of black men, the problem with Sexy Red is not with what she does. The problem they have is the fact that she's a black woman. If she was a white woman doing what she's doing, they would like her. So we should never. I would never, unless the only black men I hate are, the pygmies. Pygmies are useless black women. Other than that, there is no reason for me to attack black women on, on behalf of these sexist men. My God, look at this. Black men, women fail at dating in Thailand. This is obsession. This is obsession. Uh, it is pathetic. Black women are getting fired first. I wonder why. And I have told you guys, when they thought only black women were getting fired from work, um, they were celebrating. But now we know that you have to realize one thing about black men in America. They are the least employed, the most incarcerated demography. So them thinking that they could celebrate black women losing job was self-defeating to start with, because you lose your job faster than we do. Hi, Juan Sanchez. They lose their job faster than we do. They are, their job is more unstable than ours. And mind you, the the wage gap between black women and black men is actually much narrower than the wage gap between black men and white women. White women make more money than black men, and the difference between what white men make and what black men make is much more than what the difference between black women and black men. And we are closing the gap. Not only that, I think they said in 128 of the largest cities in America, black women, oh my God, black women make more than black men. So not only are we closing the gap, we are actually overtaking them. What is Chat GPT? Okay. Oh my god. Ah, oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. What cities are black women making more money than black men? Okay. It says the data is not that conclusive. Okay. We would accept that. Now, oh, oh my God. Oh, okay. Oh, I am all for marrying white people. I for both black men and black women. Marry white people. For one thing, um, uh, when you marry white, whether you are, I don't know if it works for black men because they are men, but for black women, when you marry white men, you upgrade your economic situation. Man, I am so tired. I hope tomorrow I get to wake up in the morning. Anyways, I show speed in Ethiopia, and he is all over the YouTube and everything. And the third thing is that I write about a lot about yeah. I don't understand what you are saying, Smith. I do support women marrying black women marrying black men marrying white women and black women marrying white men because my thing is that we live in America where black people are the minority. So if you limit your dating to just black people, you probably will not be, you sometimes there are places where there are not black people. When I lived in Los Angeles, in Alhambra, um, literally, the only time I would see black people was if one of there was like next to our apartment complex there was a student housing, So there were probably like a few, not even a lot, a few black students there, and of course, they were young enough to be my, my children. So I was not looking at them. Like when they even tried to talk to me, I was not trying to talk to them. Um, the only one black guy I ever freaking met there, uh, he berated me in front of the a packed um, inside a packed Starbucks, that I didn't want to go back to that Starbucks for almost like 2 weeks, 2 months. I didn't go back because he got angry at me because I didn't say hi fast enough. And so imagine if I had limited myself to dating black men when I lived in Alhambra, I probably would have not, dated anyone. So that being said, um, America is probably not like for black women. Um, Dating, if you want to date white men, America is not the place. I think the best place to date black men, white men is in what do you call it? In Europe. Oh my God. In Europe. So, and in Africa, ironically, like surprisingly enough, Africa is probably the best place for if you want to date white men. You meet more. In fact, if you are and if you are from America and you went to Africa, you are more likely to meet white people, white men, because you are going to be socializing mm, around areas with a lot of white people, right? So, black men are have a lot of positives, right? Because black men are men, and there is no reason to hate men. I do not like black men. For me, are they are they are good, but you have to be very in America. Black men, like liking black men, is actually not a good thing, if we have to be honest, because you know I would like you as a black man if you understand that how sexism works, you know um, how sexism works, how I hate this this I am on YouTube and I hate it because YouTube doesn't allow you to to pull oh my god. Oh, it doesn't allow you to pull comments to highlight them. Yeah. And I was, I posted something about there is delusion. Well, okay, from my as feminists, because right now I see a lot of people who call themselves feminists, but then what they are advocating is oh, marry before before you have children. That's not feminism. Feminism doesn't. We do not look down, like we are not against marriage, but we do not value marriage. You can have children before or after you get married. That is with or without marriage. We see both of them the same. We do not think men are important. We do not believe, like, we believe both women and men are can be good parents. Men could be perfect parents, women could be perfect parents. So for me, as a black feminist, I am not trying to get women to marry black men or to marry white men or to marry anyone. I'm trying to get women to realize that what they need is, we are humans. We need social interaction. We need friendship, but we do not need boyfriends. We do not need husbands. That is fake relationship. The husbands and boyfriends, we don't need them. We need sex if we are what do you call it? Oh my god, I am so sleepy. If we are Jesus Christ, I hate this thing. How does it looks when it goes like this? It's okay, right? When it's like that, I don't like how and I look like I am not wearing anything, even though I am wearing my really 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 nice see, I am wearing this. So women should not be trying to get marriage. They should be trying to have friends, long lasting friendship, good relationship with their family. Men should not be priority. They should not even what at all. Where is I show speed in Ethiopia? It is so. I mean, it's all over my. It was all over my. And I don't know. The passport bros are talking about how, what's his name? Austin should have collaborated with what's his name, with I show speed. I'm like, uh, it's not because Aston doesn't want to collaborate. I show speed has millions and millions of followers. He is not going to ask. He is not going to ask Aston to. They make it look like I show speed would had asked or would ask um, would ask what's his name Aston, and Aston should not refuse. I'm like, I show speed is not going to ask him to start with. This is so strange because they make it look like I do. He is in my country now. So he is not going to ask Aston to. I mean, Aston made it look like there was a possibility, or that if Aston wanted to, I Show Speed would collaborate with him. It's like, Papa, do you know who the hell you are? Like, you are not. I mean, yes, Aston is probably because 99%. percent of YouTubers have less than 1,000 subscribers. So Aston is probably in the top 1%. So it says that over 90% of YouTube channels have fewer than 1,000 subscribers. So so Aston is like in the top 0.3%. Like he is in a rarefied space. But that being said, the freaking iShow Speed has like 48 million. Okay, Google, what is 100,000 divided by 48 million?
100,000 divided by 48 million is 0.00208333333.
Okay, Google, put that in percentage.
0.00208333333. As a percentage is 0.2083333%.
See?
You get this by multiplying.
I know. Okay, Google, stop. I know how to do it. Now.
Nothing's playing right now.
Okay, but don't talk. Now here is the thing. Aston has less than 0.08% of what the followers iSpeed has. So iSpeed is no iShow Speed. iShow Speed is not. There is no way that iShow Speed is asking Aston to collab with it. And if you really look at it, what would Aston bring to that is unique? That's African. You went to Africa and you are collaborating with an American. That I mean, the one reason I do not like iShow Speed is what is called stream in Africa is how it is so esoteric. I don't know how to say it. Ethnicized. Like it almost like Africans are in their traditional clothes, doing traditional dances. Like they are trying to make everything so almost anthropological, right? So why would iShow Speed collaborate with an American? And so the offer is not there for Aston to reject. If there was a real offer, Aston would take it up. No question asked, on the blink of the eye. Someone said that Aston collaborated with Floyd, but he wouldn't collaborate with iShow Speed because iShow Speed presents black men in a bad light. They're like, if who presents black men in a bad light, iShow Speed or yeah, so yeah, Prince. I know. I noticed that. That's why I do not really like. I mean, it is one thing is that that people are seeing that Ethiopia right now is kind of has good roads, da, 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 da. But I don't want people to get fooled, to be tricked by all the nice roads, the lights that are in Ethiopia, because I was fooled the first time I went there. I think I even made videos. I was absolutely shocked by how nice the roads were, nice buildings. well, I shouldn't say well maintained, but nice looking sidewalks. Like, the sidewalks are, if it could be maintained, it's probably one of the best sidewalks I have seen in any part of the world. So the sidewalks are, how, like, you have, when you have a big road, what they have done is like a big, like a large roads. What they have made is that in the middle they have made sidewalks. Sidewalks are like, there is a car driving on this side and another car, like there's cars going this side and that side, right? In the middle they have, that's the pedestrian walkway. And it's not like, my sister has her my sister and her daughter walk on the sidewalk. It's not like, a child could just rush and go into, the traffic, because the sidewalks are elevated. So it is perfect, it's really nice. But when you are a tourist, that's all you see. But when you are a person like me, you see the real Ethiopians. I actually found my family economically worse off now than they were 5 6 years ago. Everything has become extremely expensive, and wages have not increased. Um, I went to get my hair done, and while they were doing my hair, um, they boiled potato. And I'm thinking, maybe this is a new an Ethiopian tradition. I'm not, I have been out of the country for so long. Maybe this is a new Ethiopian tradition. So I am expecting them, to, like, pass the boiled potato, and just like, almost like, when you go to Ethiopian house, you people make you coffee. So I thought that was a new thing, but actually that is their lunch. It's not just their lunch; it is the only thing they eat the whole day. And these women are working like 10 hours, 11 hours a day. So Ethiopia, like, and people keep saying that, what. Ethiopia is going to be like, Dubai. It's gonna, because Dubai, like 50 years ago, Dubai was like, a desert, but it developed very fast, rapidly, and they're saying, what, Abiy is going to do that to Ethiopia. But then I realized something about Dubai. You know that in Dubai, a lot of people are poor. Dubai only is good for tourists. So we could get into a situation in Ethiopia where we have nice roads, nice buildings, and everything, but people are starving. People are still starving. And me, if I have the choice between old, dilapidated uh, buildings, bad roads, and my people eating, my people having something to eat, my people not having to be beggars, versus nice buildings, but my people are starving. I would choose the one with, bad buildings, but my people eating. Ethiopians are my brothers and sisters, and I don't want my brothers and sisters to strive to starve. I would rather my brothers and sisters eat than have a nice looking, buildings. So, but people, and the other thing people do not understand is, yeah, and you know what, Myra? Apparently, this is something that the rich Arab people are doing in East Africa. Apparently, they are not just doing it. Apparently, the building, like the development in Ethiopia, is being financed by rich Arab men. And they are not just doing it in Ethiopia, they are doing it in Somalia and Somaliland. And supposedly it's supposed to be like, they will develop those places so that when they go to vacation in Ethiopia, they could just be it's almost like they are still in their home country. But the living standard of Ethiopians have not changed. Poor people in Ethiopia continue to be poor people. So I'm yeah, we're losing fast. I mean, let's be honest. The right now, they say like here to live in California. What happened to Razer? LG Mar, LG Gam, LG Ma Balili Bol. I don't know how to read your name. Ligma Bali something. What happened with Razer? Razer is very diplomatic. Razer, he probably knows that, Aston, I mean, who believes that uh, us, iShowSpeed would like to collaborate with Aston, but Aston is refusing? No one believes that. But Raider is pretending that this there is really this offer out from iShowSpeed to Aston, and Aston is refusing. Razer is pretending that because that is good content, right? And also because Razer doesn't want to offend anyone. Razer is not, Razer's kind of content is. Oh yeah, if he's not a trillionaire soon, he would be a trillionaire, and we see the effect, right? The effect. The reason you do not want inequality is the super rich. The super rich would would be. Look at what Elon is doing. Elon literally is he bought. Um, Twitter, and he is um, influencing elections. You should not have that much of wealth to the point that you 1% can own a media platform and be able to influence elections. That is very dangerous. Mm. Taisena, you are going to remain single. I don't know, what do you mean single? For me, single, like, for example, me, I consider myself single and I plan to stay single, but that doesn't mean, you cannot have sex. I mean, how do you define the single for you? Because single, you could be single and still have sex. Razor is not married. Razor doesn't have, I don't believe he has kids. So what Razor does is he's a passport bro. So he goes to, I think, is this the DR? He goes around, the world. How so, Myra? Why did you say that? Why did you say he is struggling? Really? Well, isn't that his thing that he lives in his mom's basement. I think Myra, that's his thing. I think he's like, I don't know if he means it jokingly or he truly means it. But New York is expensive. Oh my God! I went there in 2010, and I rented something for like 150 a night, and I'm thinking because I paid 150, I'm thinking it's nice place to run, right? It is almost like it's a what do you call it, Airbnb. And it's in 2010. It almost looked like a closet, like there were this, and it made me so uncomfortable because I have my own room, but to go to the bathroom I have to go through other people's room, and that room was rented to this dad and dad and son from some European country, and then on the bank in their room, on the top bank was some African guy. So, and I was paying $105 and $150 a night. Yeah, and I believe you. And I think it's the same thing. I mean, I live in two-bedroom apartment now here in Bakers because Bakers is not that expensive. But when I lived in Los Angeles, the place I was living at was, I mean, it is so scary, like how quiet it was. And that's so cool. So NYC, the future comes from a wealthy family. I don't really know. It was so sad last night that this NYC, the future guy, he was very sad. He had apparently um, gotten this girl. I mean, he was literally he said he negotiated price with a sex worker on on live TV, on live on his live stream, and it was not even a lot of money. It was like $50 or something. So he goes to her home. I am a white African. How am I a white African? Anyone who thinks I am white has eye problems. Mm. Oh, really, Myra? I do. I don't make a lot of money, but I make enough money for myself. So that is, that's great. Passport, my chip camera makes me look uh, white, or is it your eyes are you are blind? you have a really poor eyesight. That's why you think I'm white. Mm. And let me. What was I gonna say? Uh, I forgot. I forgot. What was I talking about? Yeah. So this NYC, the future guy, had gone to a sex workers' home, and mind how pathetic you have to be, guys. When you live in let me see. Oh, so he had what happened when I got kicked out of Santo Domingo. Okay. So this guy, I think he has passport. So I changed from black to white to uh, C19. What does C19 mean? So anyway, what was I gonna say? Um, what was I gonna say? So oh, COVID, yes. Oh, you know what? The COVID was kind of good for nurses financially. Actually, I went to, um, I did my master's during COVID, and I graduated with zero uh, loan because I paid cash. But yes, COVID had what happened is after COVID, everything is expensive. Um, for nurses, our pay was very high during COVID. So and everything became expensive during COVID, right? But when COVID, um, you know, I guess when it's no more, lockdown, the wage went back to what it used to be, but the price stayed high. It stayed high. Then the price never came down, or if it did, it didn't go back to what it was before COVID. So yeah, I think businesses used the excuse of COVID to raise prices and leave them elevated. Now let me tell you guys about this guy whose name is excuse me, whose name is, yes, of course it is David's channel. Whose channel could it be? Mm, I am a nurse practitioner actually now. So this guy, this what's his name? This uh, future guy, he I can't invite anyone. I can't invite anyone because I am what do you call it? I am NYC is actually a nice personality. I have now because I have watched the Passport Bros for so long that I kind of know who is what, and who's who and what. So there is a tier, like almost like um a, 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 a kind. So Floyd, Relo, and NYC are in that group of Passport Bro whose content is just degeneracy almost, like, right? The people watch them to watch them do something despicable, something gross, right? Then there is so of those three, Relo, Floyd, and NYC. I think NYC is the best of the three. Oh, passport bro is basically a black sex tourist. Crash out content. Yeah, you're right. Those are the crash out people, right? Now, of those crash out people, I think NYC has the best personality. He has a nice personality. When I am on his panel, I could understand. Maybe I don't know. I mean, he at least is open to criticism, right? And if you are a crash out. Uh, on the spectrum, the only one that has mental health problem is Floyd. Oh, okay. You are APRN. Okay, I'm as well. I'm actually I mean, I'm working as a family nurse practitioner, but to be honest, my certification is a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Mhm. So oh my God, this guy NYC, he is actually a nice guy. Mm, when you he and when you compare him, like, from the three, Floyd, Relo, and NYC kind of grew in a stable family environment. um, he of the three, he is the only one who was not in prison. Of the three, he is the one who had supportive family, you could say. So I think what that has done for him is he is more normal. So I think he is going to, even though his content is crash out content, I think he has a more a longevity than that the others do not have. Why? Because he doesn't have, he's not mentally unstable, right? Let's talk about Relo. Relo, if you notice, Relo could not take any criticism. Like, if you even the slightest criticism, he gets so angry. Like, he's like, see you on, see you on the next time, or see you on something, like he kicks you out. I cannot drop the link because this is YouTube. If you guys wanted me to drop the link, you should give me money. This is me begging for money. This is a begging money YouTube. I am begging money so that I can buy some. Anyways, for Relo has very much a lot of like, he cannot take any criticism. If you criticize him, he drops you. And the problem with that kind is, I mean, when you are a public, I mean, they're not really that public figure, but you have to be open to criticism. When you are so what do you call it? When you have such a thin skin as Relo does, what happens is you lose for one thing, it become like you would not want to make content yourself because you do not like the criticism. For another thing, um, people start to like get tired of you, right? Because they cannot talk to you, because when there is a crash out, the thing about crash out content is what makes like the other part of the crash out content is people coming on your panel and making fun of you. But Relo is not open for that, and I think that limits his longevity. uh, I think this guy is going to be going to have a much longer shelf life than the other crash out content people. Mm, Now, let me tell you guys something about this guy, which is so sad, so sad, so sad. And this tells you why it actually makes absolutely no sense when people say that, black women are jealous of, the foreign women who are having these men. I'm like, which black woman would like to have someone like NYC? Which black American woman would like to have, I mean, NYC as her boyfriend? Yes, I do. Almost every Ethiopian does. Amharas do that. Mm, and I am Amhara. But this guy, um, there is nothing. What would you, as someone who lives in America, for someone who lives in America, NYC is like the lowest of the low. Like he is someone you would date if you are like desperate, very desperate. So this guy, he had he what do you call it? What do we call this? How do we call this? How do we talk about this? Oh, he negotiated price with a sex worker. Then, of course, because this man, this is an American. When you are an American, you should be able to afford to live in a nice place in the DR. But this guy doesn't even have his own place, or his own place is even worse than her place. So she takes him to her home. Then when they get there, he tells her, I don't have the money right now, because he doesn't have his own money. She kicks him out. She kicks him out. Imagine a sex worker in freaking DR kicking you and kicking out an American because the American doesn't have money. I mean, it is amazing how poor these men are, and they think. I posted a community wall, and I said that it's like someone, if someone came to me and be like, what, Zed, we want to hire you. I do not send these men a cent. Not only do I not send them, actually you guys should give me money. I mean, this is I like, I wish I could open my what is called mm, my my super chat and could get money from Passport Bros, because I truly believe Passport Bros should give me money. I do not know what to do for them to give me money. I know they should give me money. Yeah, not only, yeah, she's absolutely right. Send it in, you guys, send me money, but I don't have my it makes me so nervous when I have my yeah, I think you guys should send me money because I am extremely nice. Look how nice I am. I talk very nice. I do not attack people. I am, very nice person. Like, I am nicer than honey. I am like honey. My words are so nice, always positive. A positive person like that should get a lot of money. Mm, So anyway, what I am going to tell you guys is that this guy, he is living like the place he is living at is what's a continent? Hold on, she is right because you have sent it. I got 10,000 for you now. Come get it. Razor is passport bookie. Razor is a passport. Razor is. I actually watched Razor's all of his videos from the very first time he started making content. By the way, Razor was making content about workout and his workout. And I used to think his voice was fake, but I watched his workout videos, and it is the way he speaks is actually how he speaks. It's not something he adopted because of Passport Bro content. uh, I will never marry anyone, let alone a passport bro. I am almost 50. I'm gonna be 50 very soon, so I am past my marriage years. Mm, but he was making video. Razor was making videos, instructional, workout videos, which were funny, very. And you could see that he didn't have, like, those videos have almost no views, and it's so funny, now because I think he was making the videos during COVID. Now because what is it called, the what is the gyms are closed, but it doesn't mean we cannot work outside, and you do not need gym equipment. You can use like he was using all kinds of stuff, like, um, and then he was, so that's the thing he used to do. Then he went to either I think um, he went to the DR, and he started making content. um, and it was the at that time when he went, it was still the COVID lockdown. He started making content inside someone's he started making content in someone's like in the rented house. And actually that's why I think Razor is probably, like, if you meet him in person, he's probably a nice guy, because the people he rented the place from, they were in the video. So he was making video inside the rented it's almost room. It looks like he rented a room. And then I think he then once went outside and started showing the passport pros, how they could come to the DR Dara. And I think that was the video that went viral. And I think he abandoned the fitness content and became oh, really? Yeah, NYC. Yeah, NYC is from NYC. That's why his name is NYC. I'm not saving myself for anyone. I never. I mean, I have as much sex as as anyone does. So I'm not saving myself to anyone. Mm. Oh, he is. The funny thing, Myra, is that this guy, this NYC guy, is his parents are actually pastors, at least his dad, and he grew up. This is why I grew up in that environment where you are told you cannot have sex before marriage, da da da, and just because you are told that you want to have sex, like sex, you become obsessed with sex. But I have my parents, even though I mean, almost in my family, everybody we cannot have sex before marriage or outside marriage. The boys and the but in my family is like an intellectual family. So we didn't spend time talking about, yeah, I can't wait to get married so that I can have sex kind of thing. Most of the conversation is intellectual conversation, right? Conversation about why do you see when like why do you see something before you hear it, something like that. Like when we talk to our, like when sex is made a taboo, and then that is the only thing you talk about, you want to have sex, you can't wait to have sex, right? So I think this guy, he grew up in that kind of family, so he said that that made him addicted to sex, that like that. He said that, yeah, I am an intellectual, absolutely. Uh, he said that he became obsessed with sex. He is now addicted to sex. Oh wow, really? He was he I mean, yeah. So she's addicted to sex, literally addicted to sex, like to the point that he is, whatever he's doing, when he gets money, he doesn't want to use that money to buy clothes, to buy food. He wants to use that money to buy sex. He wants to have as much sex with as many women as he can. So him and what's his name, Floyd, are, like when you talk to Floyd, actually admitted it. He said that he was Floyd is what do you call it, intellectually disabled, and he has schizophrenia. So this guy, this NYC guy, what's happening to him is, I do not even know. I mean, his family have abandoned. It is so strange. Like the passport bros, it is so, like, usually when you join a certain group, like you hate some group from outside, but when you know them closer, you start to like them, right? But the passport bros is the opposite. The more you know them, the more you detest them. Um, for example, this guy, he claims he had a job, and it does, like when he was supposed to be having a job, he would be, they are not loyal. They are not loyal to each other. There is almost no passport bro that is close, that like that are friends. Like if you find some two passport bros being friends, you will find in a few weeks they will be, attacking each other, or in the past they were attacking each other. Like the friendship, it forms and breaks, and it forms and breaks. There is no almost like, um, uh, a strong, stable friendship. I am so surprised by how long those relationships form, like how fast those relationships form and how fast they break. But why are you trying to have sex with 17-year-olds? That's the thing. To be honest, the best thing would happen is when we disappear as a race of people or as people. The passport bro actually, theoretically, passport bros are sex tourists, and sex tourists are theoretically not really a bad thing, right? They are buying sex. Sex is a commodity, and they are buying sex, right? If I had a consultation, like to consult people on mental health, and people from Europe come to me because I offered that service for cheap. It is There is absolutely no problem. There is nothing unethical with the European people, right? The problem with the passport bros is that that's not what they do. They are not ethical with their interaction with women. One, I hate it when they negotiate price. Like, you should not be negotiating price. You are an American. Like, you are negotiating. Like, if a woman is offering you service for $50, that is 200 times less than what you would pay here in America. But still, you would negotiate it. The other thing is, they usually ask these women what they wouldn't ask sex workers here in America. Passport bro is not an ideology. It is a group of men who travel for sex, a group of black men who travel for sex. They are black sex tourists. There is nothing special about passport bros. That's so true, Myra. I have said this, and actually, this is something I read on TikTok from a black woman. She said that white women created the passport bros, both black and me. I do not consider non-black men passport bros, but she said women created both the black and the non-black passport bros because women refused to have sex with these men. What she's saying is that the reason the black men go abroad is not because of black women. It is because they want to have sex with the Latina women here in America, and the Latina women do not want to have sex with this kind of men because the passport bros are like in America. I mean, for example, very few Latinas in America would sleep with someone like NYC. And if you was to pay to have sex with someone with a Latina, he would not afford it. He's broke. He is too broke for a Latina woman here in America. So they have to go to Latin America because the Latina women here in America wouldn't have sex with them. So the problem is not Black American women, it is Latina women. Yes, price down. That price down. That is, to be honest, that is what it is. The whole thing is, it is, they cannot afford the Latina women here. So they have to go abroad, to Latin America where they have a better shot. Mm. The $40 is not, they probably cannot afford $40 because we see them one time. Oh, okay. So the passport bros bid up. We know that the passport bros are violent people, right? So this video,
I recently found this video about what.
Intentions
There's
of
nothing wrong with
wanting
that.
love.
Just Passport Pro Critics on YouTube, Peso Man actually had an epic 7 or 8 hours long live stream based on that video with or would not have been treated.
there,
You're looking at it right. Girl was beating up the Passport Pros.
Whatever. She
Was being attacked.
so this, do you guys remember um, when Passport Bros, Passport Bros, four Passport Bros, four Passport Bros beat up. It is so embarrassing, to be honest. It's so embarrassing to watch. They beat up a little Dominican sex worker. Four of them beat up one woman. They are abusive. Four of them. And you know why they beat her up? Because she had they were going to have it's not a threesome, right? It's like 4 women, 1 man, 1 woman, 4 men, 1 woman. They were going to have, she had agreed for 150, but after having sex with 4 different men, she asked for $50 more. Is Cartagena in Colombia? Guys, I'm not that interested enough to know, what city is in what country, but they beat her up because she asked for $50 more. 50. These guys are broke. They are broke. They probably, all the money they have is probably enough to buy them, the cheap air ticket to the Rio or Cartagena in Colombia. Now let's talk about how broke they are. Mind you, black men were not sex tourists before air traffic became cheap. Black men were not sex tourists. The original sex tourists are white men. White men have been sex tourists since forever. In 1990, the sex tourists were white men because traveling to Philippines was very expensive. In the 1980s, the sex tourists were white men because hotels were very expensive in foreign lands. In 2000s, in early 2000s, the sex tourists were white men because finding information was difficult and costly. So black men started being, sex workers, aka passport bros, after Spirit Airlines started, traveling internationally, which means the travel became cheaper after Airbnb, which made it cheaper to find hotel rooms. So the passport bros, black men are broke, like the passport bros are broke men, broke black. I mean, not a lot of black men are broke, but the passport bros are, and so that is why they had to resort to violence when they were asked to pay $50 more. Mind you, $50 divided by 4 people is less than $15 a piece, but they didn't have that money. That's true. That's true, Eric. Majority of travelers are white men, white people, not just. There are probably more white women sex tourists than the black men sex tourists. So yes, and it's because white people are rich. I mean, and rich people travel more than poor people. Yeah, in fact, a lot of sex workers have a no black man contract or rule or policy, something like that. How have I enforced colonialist ideology? I never said that black people are poor because of because we are genetically deficient. I'm just talking about reality, and the reality is that black men are poorer than white men. Before, the only time, like my first boyfriend travels. He travels a lot, and he says that the men, the like when he meets people, they assume he is in the military because that's the only way black men usually travel, because it was so expensive to travel. The only reason black men are traveling now is because Spirit Airlines, not just Spirit Airlines, a lot of budget airlines made traveling cheaper, and Airbnb made lodging cheaper. The internet made it much more. You don't have to have special, like you don't have to be technology expert, or to be some kind of person with connection to find information about other countries. So that's why they are now traveling, because traveling has become it is you it is more expensive post COVID, but traveling now is much cheaper than the 1990s, the 2000s, even 2010s. Traveling has become cheaper. Why? For example, you could literally travel from here to before, like when I went to the first time I went to Europe was in 2001, and I paid like $800 or something by that time's money. But then now, if I wanted to go to Europe, I could probably go to Europe for like $300. If of course, I would not care. I would only have a carry-on, and my carry-on would probably be like 3 or 4 clothes. So what has happened is that airlines have made traveling is becoming bare minimum, right? You cannot travel with anything. You can't have carry. You pay for checked in luggage, and carry-ons are becoming smaller and smaller. But what that has done is it has made the actual price of flying cheaper. I actually, me personally, I could go to Europe for like $314 because my brother works for what is called at the Emirates. So yeah, but you could literally go to Europe for less than $900. All you have to do is in fact, like for example, when I before my brother just like my brother used to work for my brother just got hired by because my brother used to work for the Altair or something airlines in Dubai. Then he came to America. He quit his job. He thought he was going to like America, but he didn't like America, so he went back, and he is now working for Emirates. So the Emirates, they give your family, like you get very discounted tickets but like it's usually when I travel with my brother's ticket, it's usually Turkish Air. And but last time I was gonna go to Switzerland, and on Swiss Air you could actually go for like $500 or something. But you have to be flexible on your days. But yeah, I can't wait to go to Colombia. I am going to have, but the problem, yeah, Colombia. I mean, me, of course, I don't like when people have kids. But if you have, if the best thing to do, to be honest, is well, there was a time when I supported sex tourism, but now I don't. I don't really support sex tourism because if you are going to have a baby with the Colombian woman, would you take care of the Colombian women? I don't know. I do not. You guys do not take care of the Colombian women that you get pregnant. You do not. You do not bring them here, which is the best thing you could do for a woman in poor country is to bring them to America. But you guys do not do that, because you guys know that the moment these women come to America, they will leave you, because the advantage you have over them disappears the moment these women come to America. I live in Los Angeles. Not in Los Angeles, but that's probably where I would be traveling from. And I could travel for I do not. I used to support sex tourism before. I saw what the passport bros do, and I realized, what, the women do not benefit. There is, I mean, if you are what it's called, Colombian woman, the way you benefit from sex work is getting paid higher than what the locals pay you. And if they marry you, bring you here into America, but they don't want to bring you to America. So here is the thing. If you go abroad for sex, you are, and if you are a black man, you are a passport bro. If you are a white man, you are just straight up sex tourist. So the definition of a passport bro is absolutely simple, and it is black sex tourists. Period. There is no, they try to make it look like there is something bigger, something deeper, something philosophical about black men going abroad to have sex. The only difference between the passport bros and white sex tourists is that white sex tourists do not sit there, at least in the past, they were not sitting there degrading white women. These passport bros, on the other hand, spend 90% of their time attacking black women. And it is for me funny. There is this guy, his name is PPE something. I forgot what his name is. He's a passport bro. He told me that he doesn't let he has 2 wives in America, But he is, and of course, the third thing about black women is that, especially here in America, a lot of them settle down. They settle. They settle. A lot of them settle because no woman should have married that. His name is PPE or something. No woman should have married that guy. But not only did one black woman marry him, two black women married him. And he spends all his time basically going around the world having sex with other women. Pab, yes, Pab. So Pab he told me he is what is called, he is a traditional man, he is a conservative man, he doesn't let his kids watch what's her name, red sexy or sexy red, something like that. But if you went to Pab's channel, he has 2,000 videos of him doing the same thing, him with other women doing the same thing that Sexy Red is doing. Then you start to realize these men, these passport bros, like what differentiates them from white sex tourists is that these men are black woman haters. Because how are you telling your kids not telling your kids they cannot watch Sexy Red, but if they sign into your channel, they will see worse than what Sexy Red does. Of course, you realize the reason they don't like Sexy Red doing that is because Sexy Red is black. They have a group, they have a group called a group of passport bro, because there is different kind of passport bros, and one of the one group of passport bros is called married mongers, which is married men who go to the DR on the weekend to have sex with sex workers. And there is the leader of the married mongers is a man named Gans, or Giant Gans or something like that. Gans, he spends half of his day attacking black American women, but here he is, for black American women for not being traditional, for not being family oriented. But here he is married. Big Gans, yes, he is married, but he didn't just start doing it. He has been spending all his weekend in, having sex with sex workers for the last 20 years. And this is why I have been telling you guys, I have absolutely no problem. I mean, in fact, that's probably what I would do if I that's what his name is, some like Big Gans or something like huge. I thought it was Huge Gans because I know he had something big in his name. So this man and me, that's probably what I would do if I were married. I would be like, you know what, baby, I don't want to be having sex with only you, so I'm gonna go to Jamaica or Europe to have sex this weekend, or I'm gonna have sex with another guy this weekend. So and if you want to have sex with another woman, go ahead. Like, I would be absolutely open to that. Or if I am not, and if I am doing that, I would not be going around attacking people who do the same. How are you going around attacking black women? But you are, you cannot be the voice of, you cannot be a conservative, a traditional, when you are not a traditional person. I have never lost my group. Why? What am I? I never had a group to start with, so And I mean, I'm not gonna be I do not have sex with younger men. So if you are trying to suggest I'm doing something, Stella got her group back or whatever, I'm not. But what I'm saying is that um, I would have supported this man, having sex with, being married and then having sex with sex workers if they were not hypocrites. Mind you, Aston became famous in this space because he was attacking black American women. And when they attack American women, you know they are attacking black women. Because, and he was saying how they were not traditional, how they were not family oriented. And that is what the passport bros are like. 90% of their complaints is against black women because black women are not traditional, are not family oriented. But I'm like, you yourself are not family oriented. Yep, thank you, my dear. I was absolutely like, I have to be desperate. And when I say desperate, have no money at all, have no money, and I am disabled, I cannot work. There is almost no way for me to make money. That is the only way I would marry someone like Pap. But not only it's not just one. I mean, he's not really married because he's not married, and that's the thing. Not only did one woman marry him, one black woman marry him, a second black woman married him, and he is barely 30, and he has 4 kids, and the kids are being raised by those women. He's not a present dad. Of course, he's traveling around the world to have sex with sex workers. That's true, Myra. But at least, Hitler and Trump have power and kind of a little money. But this Pap guy doesn't even have either of those. And if you listen to him talking, you do not even know how he could carry conversation with those women. But there is something, I think what's happening with Black Americans is that there is desperation for marriage. Black American women want to be married. There is this thing, since she says, a lot of the time, she says that, Black American women are desperate for marriage, and she said, to flex on other Black women. Mm. Papa, no man can save me. I'm not trying to be saved by anyone. Uh, and if I wanted to get married, I would have gotten married a long time ago. Marriage is the least important thing in my life. Which one, Myra? But why should we care? I mean, I don't even understand what you are talking about, passport salvation. Marriage is not important, especially for American women. Marriage should not be important because marriage is no woman. I mean, in America, I mean, marrying someone in America because you want to get married is really I don't know how to say it, ridiculous, pathetic. Because in America, the only benefit of marriage for women is supposed to be that we get financial security. But in America, you don't need a man to be financially secure. So why are you even like, if no man is coming to America to marry Black women, it's like, so what do we lose? Nothing. Marriage is the only benefit of marriage for women is financial security, but we could be financial secure without getting married. That's what I'm saying, Myra. Me, I have never wanted to get married, even when I was a Christian person. Um, I just wanted to go to school for the rest of my life and never get married. But um, if I wanted to get married, I would not be marrying, someone who, was that the video of that lying woman? She claimed that she traveled. She's like, women, girl, ladies or girls, if you are wondering where all those educated black men are, they are flying to Colombia. They are living. I'm like, she's lying. Actually, I actually followed her. Like, I followed that video all the way to her TikTok, and people. Let me show you guys that video, because people on her video were like, if that is true, show us a picture, a video of all these men living America to be with Latina women. But hold on, let me find that video. It is one of the most pathetic videos you could find, because it tells you how some black women are so desperate for black men attention. They will do anything. In reality, if you are a smart woman, the last person you would like to marry should be black men. I mean, well, you should marry black men or whatever, but you should not be desperate for black men. Where is she? She is. She was basically lying. Man, where is she? I thought I made a video about her. Or did I private it? Jesus Christ, I made a video about her, but it was a black American woman who claims that, she. Marriage for women is for men, money. Yes, let's be honest. Marriage is for money. And like remember, marriage is, it is a transaction, almost like a contract, and people get into contract for economical benefits. They do not like marriage for love is a very new concept, and marriage based on love is usually unstable marriage usually is more stable when there is economic benefit. So in the past, of course, women had to get married to be economically secure, right? But now we don't need that. I actually do believe that. I mean, I think that the best thing to happen for black women would be for a lot of black men to turn into passport bros. Imagine what it would be if a lot, like half of black men or 80% of them left. I think there would be a great improvement. Guys, I am hot. No, not me neither. I mean, obvious. It was also obvious. They asked her, you know what? She said that, there was oh my God, why can't I find? Let me see if it is on my, if I sign on my other, she claimed that, she saw a plane full of black men. She said, they looked, and she is lying. She said they looked very professional, that, she, they all had briefcase or something, like, to imply they were middle class. And she was like, women, they are leaving, they are going. And the women on her on her TikTok were like, show us a proof that, black men were living in droves. And she said, well, she said, the men do not want her to, to take a picture, because they don't want to be seen. And they're like, well, okay, you know what? You don't have to show us all of them. At least interview one of them. And she's like, no, I can't do that, because they don't want me to do that. And little by little, people start to realize she was lying. What happens is that she had a travel, she's a travel content creator, and she was not getting views. So she realized if she, massaged the ego of black men, they will watch her show. So that is why she, she decided to lie about them living America in rows. Oh my God, I cannot find. I made a video about it. Did I? Is it in shorts? Did I make shorts about it? Let me see. I'm so surprised. Yeah. I don't have children. Let me ask J.K. Perkins. Do you know that guy? His name is Passport Business Class or something. He had, he's the one who posted that video. What is his channel? I think he that's so true. Good passport salivation. That's when I went to Ethiopia, there was this black guy who was trying to hit on me, and I'm like, oh, Papa, not in Ethiopia. I was like, I went there, not, Yeah, but I think she lied for them, because they loved it. They loved it. They were like, the passport bros were making videos about how, they are living for America, like because remember the lie before, because the passport bro content has changed now, because in the past the lie could not be disproven faster, because remember the lie was, they used to tell two lies. One is that they used to claim passport bros were middle class and no criminal. They used to claim passport bros were middle class men with no criminal record, and how they used to say that to travel you need to have money, so passport bros have to be rich. Hi Larry, haven't seen you in a while. And they used to claim that you could not get license, you could not get the passport in America if you are a criminal. But of course that's a lie, right? Relo is an ex-criminal. He has a passport. In fact, Floyd cannot get a passport to go to Canada because he is a criminal, but America still gave him a passport. So you can be a criminal, and of course you cannot be a criminal in prison. You have to be out of prison. Of course, that goes without saying. But you could get passport whether you are a criminal or not, right? So they were lying about passport bros not being criminals. And then they used to say that, you need to be middle class to afford to travel. But as I have shown, when you needed to be a middle class to travel, black men were not traveling. The fact that black men are traveling means you don't have to be a middle class to travel. So they were trying to say that, the men that are being passport bros were high value men, when in reality they were not. They're not middle class lames. They are not middle class at all. They are. Remember, if passport bros were middle class, they would have started traveling in the past. There is a reason the passport bros only started traveling, very recently. It is because they didn't have money. They didn't have money. They didn't have money. The fact that passport bros started traveling now tells you that. JK, what is that guy's name? The one that's, his channel is called Passport Bro, travel, like Passport Bro business class or something. And he had that video of that ridiculous woman claiming that, she saw so many educated black men leaving Passport Bureau business class. Oh, that's him. This is him. So let's see. I don't know if I should go by oldest, because this guy has been making videos for the last 15 years, for more than 15 years. But let me see. Oh, that's, this is. Maybe I should go by latest. Yeah, but it's on his video. He made a video called she saw something, but it turned out to be a lie. What they do is, I think you're talking about. Did you call him Donald Sterling on purpose, or? Yeah, they used to claim to be high value men, but if you really think about it, and at that time, because there was no, there was. I mean, for example, I truly believed them. I don't know why I believed them, but I believed them when they say that, you do not need, you have to be. Who is that? Let me see. Duke of. Let me see. I'm gonna watch this, to be honest. Yeah. Passport bros used to claim to be high values. And here is the thing, guys. Usually, when you say things like this, you should prove them forward. You should prove them directly, not indirectly. But these men were proving it in, proving in quotes backward, indirectly. They were not saying we are high value men because, we make six figures here in America, we have stable jobs, da, da, da. They were saying that we are high value men because we afford to travel. That is not direct evidence, right? For that to be true, you have to be you have to be middle class to travel. But as I have proved, you don't have to be middle class to travel. Mind you, Relo became famous because he traveled to Cartagena, or I don't know where he traveled. He traveled and got stuck because he didn't have $200 to return to America. That means all you needed was less than 200 to travel to be a passport bro. So passport bros are not high value men. In fact, like I told you, white sex workers, sex tourists are high value men because white men have been traveling for sex even when it was expensive to travel. But now it's not expensive to travel. Yes, Dennis Sperling, I wonder if he is. I mean, Dennis Sperling spends his time kissing, what's his name, Trump, and of course, attacking Black women. And I think now he's talking about he's attacking Africans. Um, they have this thing that this racist, this misogynist men, Black American men now do is they claim it is just Africans who are feminists. It's just Africans creating, what is called gender war. Da, da, da. It's not. I became more feminist after I came to America than when I was in America, in Africa. And remember, a lot of us come from middle class families. Men are not oppressing us like directly. Of course, we come from a very, sexist, misogynist culture, much more sexist, much more misogynist than America. But a lot of us come from middle class families, so we are not, we are my sister's husbands wouldn't even think of hitting my sisters. My sisters are doctors. There is no way their husbands are going to beat them. So they say, you know what? Their men beats them in America, in Africa, so that when they come here, they become feminists. No, we don't become feminists here because our men beat us in Africa. We become feminists here because you see how a lot of the gender roles that you were told do not really apply. You come to America and you see women doing what you were told in Africa women cannot do, and you're like, okay, this gender, sexism is bad. Yeah, Dennis Sperling, he spends his time attacking Black women because, of course, it is. You have to realize on YouTube, even me, I don't have a lot of followers, subscribers. But if I started attacking Black American women, oh, believe me, I would have a lot of subscribers. I probably would also have, a lot of people sending me money, which they should do. Passport Bros should be sending me money. Mm. My chat used to be like a lot, like, a lot, like, my chat used to have like, 50, 60, 70 people. So no. Mm. Yeah, spirit. So this man used to lie and say that passport bros were high value men. They are not. Now, the one lie they used to tell was that if you have criminal record, the U.S. government would not give. Yes, Jackie. If you ask what's his name? Yes, I used to have that. And when I interviewed what's his name? What's his name? Floyd. I had almost 100 some people. Yeah. Yeah. Right, Myra. So yeah. But me, I like when I have fewer people, but the fewer people I have are respectful people. So that's let me tell you guys. Let's be honest about these people. Myra, they love to hate me. And I have been, it is sad for me, to be honest, so sad for me. Why is it sad for me? Because Tether exposed, look, and now I think the new thing is, attacking Black immigrants. I think I used to think Dennis had some ideology principles. No, I think whatever he thinks makes him money, he just adopts that view. Now I think his new thing is attacking Black immigrants, which is okay, because Tether, oh my God, Tether exports. They can Nomi Black, president of Venezuela, kidnapped the American president. Okay. Do not run now. Dennis Sperling versus his critics. EBT shut down men gloating over women suffering. Attacking passport bros is making the gender war worse. Oh, so right here, he's defending them. One of the things you have to realize is for Black, the reason we African women are good at gender war is because we do not grow up we do not consider there is no an us and them mentality in us, right? Because we grow up in a totally 100% Black country, so we do not see Black our men as like our men, we have to defend them. We against the white people kind of mentality, right? Because we don't have that. We do not fall for their for these Black men's. My God, no wonder people think I'm white, because my legs look so white. We do not fall for their manipulation. Here, Dennis is trying to manipulate Black American women. He's telling them that, criticizing, because they are being fed, a lot of Black American women are being fed, being told that, gender wars are bad. Let me tell you two things. One, there is no gender war. war implies two people fighting each other, but the only people that are fighting are black men attacking black women. So there is no war. The war are between two what are you saying, Smith? Is T-Will here? I have been flirting with T-Will. Let me see. Is T-Will here? So what's happening is that there is no do not fall for that manipulation. There is no gender war. War requires two fighting groups, two people to fight, right? But black women are not fighting. The ones that are fighting, that are doing the attack, are black men. So we are not in a gender war. We are black women being attacked by black men. So one thing is that. The other thing is black men, black American women have been told that there is no gender war, like the gender war is bad. If there is a gender war, which there isn't, it is not a bad thing. They are trying to say, you know what? If you criticize passport bros, you are flaming the gender war, and the gender war is bad for the black community. So this is cynical. This is manipulative. And of course, if you are a smart black woman, you'll be like, oh, I am actually going to, whatever they tell you is bad for you, it's usually is good for you. So when they tell you not to engage in gender wars, you should engage in gender war. Whatever they tell you, is usually better to do the opposite of what they tell you. The gender wars are not bad. There is no gender war to start with. But if there is, what they call gender war is black women defending ourselves. And you should never, defending ourselves is never creating problem in the community. What is creating problem in the black community is black men attacking black women, is black men sitting there. This guy he was literally gloating, celebrating the possibility that black women would lose their job when Trump comes to the White House. That is what is creating problem in the black community, not black women defending themselves. I grew up in a black country, so how come I have lived here most of my life, so I understand the social not economic, but the sociological, or whatever you call it, life in America. So any black man telling you that it's a bad thing to criticize black men is lying to you. And I hope you will be like, oh, I'm actually. And one of the things black women should stop is trying to be liked by black men. No, I actually, in fact, as an African, that blew my mind off was in 2010, 2011, when social media first started, Black women, Black girls were making social media accounts to, to praise Black men, to Black boys. They had, cute social media accounts like, find us Black men, like making like, and then they would post their crushes, and almost like when Black girls posted their crushes, it's almost always an identifiably black man, Black boy. But Black boys and men, on the other hand, were creating account, like posting tweets saying that they only use dark-skinned Black women as a literal punching bag. And I want to have a Black girlfriend, a dark-skinned girlfriend, because I could punch her, and the bruises wouldn't show. I was actually, my mind was blown off, because I never thought this would be something I would read from Black men. But what saddened me, and then I realized at that time, I should have known, I should have started dating white men at that time. Black American women have a disadvantage, which is if you ask a Black American woman, the average Black American woman, who is her, like, what is the kind of man she considers handsome, she would describe a black man. Whereas if you ask the average Black American guy who his ideal, the most beautiful woman is, he probably would describe someone who looks like Halle Berry, if not an outright white woman. So there is a difference. In Ethiopia, we don't have that problem. In Ethiopia, if you ask the average woman what is her, her ideal of a handsome man, the skin tone is probably similar to the ideal, for Black, for the men. I don't know, do you prefer? Oh, one girl said that when she first signed on social media, she was like 13, and she could not. I mean, she posted her picture, and she said the attack from Black boys was so bad that she's like, what, I have to, I have to just move out. She said she came back in like 5-6 years later, because by that time Black women were like, what, we need to defend our little girls, our little sisters, so they were pushing back. So the attack first started from Black men, and then Black women are like, we need to push back, we need to make social media safe for Black girls. Myra, when I was like the girl, yeah. Yeah. So the what we African girls, African women like me can do is show Black American women that they need to change their idea of beauty. I think that our idea of beauty should be white men, or men who look white. We should stop our. I don't think if you are going to be in a majority white country, I think your beauty standard should probably white people. That is so true. Mm. I don't know if Ethiopia has a high, a high. It does have a high rate of STD. Very, very. I mean, HIV literally, and it's because of Ethiopian men. What was sad was that the men would bring the disease, the husbands bring the disease, and then the women get it from the husband. So the man would die, the dad would die, and then the mother would die, and the kids would be orphans. So yes, Ethiopian men are just as dangerous as Black American men. Yeah, and the solution is not trying to to get black men to to respect black women. Especially, I mean, black American women actually have it easy, right? Because in America, black American men do not have power, a lot of power. So if you live away from them, you lose nothing. And in fact, studies have shown that when black women marry, black women are the only men, the only women that are marrying down when they marry their own race of men. So black women should actually have, it should be so easy for black women to leave black men. And so let me see. I hate that my legs look so white. So I definitely have seen the Do you guys remember when these people claimed that Trump was going to give them this money and that money? And they were claiming that Trump was going to give them $2,000 from the tariff. What do they call it? Tariff dividends or something. Today he said that he had never said that. Trump was like, I have never said that. What the hell are you talking about, kind of thing. And people were like, they were posting his tweets, literally saying that he was going to send $2,000 to everybody. Everybody except those high earners. So, of course, I mean, when someone supports Trump, you have to realize that they do not support them for their own benefit. They support them because they think he will harm people. Oh my God, you know what? This is going to take a long time for me to get to. Because there was a post he made right after Trump won, like yeah, I would like to see black women either I mean, yeah, date out. And let me tell you guys, there is this white people do not wash their lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. I mean, white people have they have they literally have good public health, so they know germ theories and everything. So they do wash, and there is nothing like, to be honest, for me, between dating a black man and a white man, there is absolutely no difference. Of course, yeah. So yeah, I didn't. Black Americans women have been brainwashed. To be honest, they have been brainwashed into believing that black men are their one and only choice. And I yeah, in what is it called, Nollywood, which is the Nigerian Hollywood. There, a lot of the female actresses are married to white men. But when you look at Black American actresses, rarely do they get married to white men. You can't say it's because white men do not want them. I mean, they can find a white man to want them. But it's just that they are brainwashed. Like when Black American women are successful, they do not marry white men when they should marry white men. What they do is they marry a black man who makes less than them. Yeah, so true, Smith. Guys, I have to bring something because I'm afraid. I met this person, who was he does something similar to what I'm doing right now, and he got throat cancer because he was not hydrating himself well. Not, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be a throat cancer, but Okay. So my experience with Africans in college and watching this channel make me never want to travel to the motherland. Oh, that is exactly what I want. I do not want, I don't even want a lot of people to go to Africa, but much less, I mean, my literal channel is called Keep Africa Passport for Free. I do not want people to go to Africa. Hold on, we are not trying to appeal to black men. We are not. Literally, I mean, I like. um, I sometimes feel like I should even change the name of my channel because it truly is redundant. Passport bros are not going to Africa. uh, they do not go to Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, all those Caribbean countries that speak English that have majority black people because they are not attracted to black women. They do so, and me. I mean, my freaking channel is called Keep Africa Passport for Free. of course I'm gonna be happy if they do not go to Africa because of me. I mean, I take that as an honor. South Africa, right? Myra, you say you read my mind, Myra. South Africa. And when they go to South Africa, it's, I feel the good thing is South Africans do not have the color, the thing that they have here in America. In South Africa, just because you have a drop of black blood, they don't call you black. They don't like. They do not even call if you have a black dad, a black parent, one black parent and one non-black parent. They don't call you black. They call you colored. So, but this man would go to South Africa, and mind you, 80% of South Africa is black, but they always find the colored girls, and they call them black, and that's South Africa. That's interesting, very interesting. Which is good, to be honest. I would rather them go to South Africa than any other country. Yeah, but you have to realize, I do not find it. I do not believe that Africa loses anything by, by not attracting passport bros. Actually, no country loses by. There is really nothing the passport bros can do for for any country. Do you remember how they used to say that Brazil had the largest black population outside Africa? And Brazilians, only less than 7% of Brazilians identify as black. So what they do is that if you have in Brazil, you are I want to know too, where is Choco? I remember one time, okay, I probably even made a video about it. Aston went to Colombia, and he made this very, 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 non-black girl. I mean, there is nothing black about her, but he started to claim that she's black. She's black, and the live chats started to claim, to call her a black queen. They started praising her. This girl right here. This girl. They started to claim that she's black. Aston asked her, he wants to see her her afro. But that is the part I was going to come. The first day he met her at a nightclub. I think she works in that nightclub. And I think maybe because she was at work, she was just, going by, this is her. This is her. They started calling her black. They started calling her black, and they wanted to, to see her, they claimed they wanted to see her, curly afro. It was ridiculous, right? This girl is not black. But he started to claim because what they wanted to do, because a lot of black Americans, of course, have because of the like the way racism was in America is in America, USA is different from other countries, right? There was miscegenation laws which were not there in other countries, So there is this, pride in racial pride, like Black Americans have. So Black American men do not really like to date like Black Americans do not like to date non-Black people, right? So how these Black men try to go about it is dating, non-Black women and claiming those non-Black women are Black. Remember, she was so confused. He asked her, he told her he wants to see her. I think this is the first day they met. She was at work, so I think she was kind of like, she could not really push back too much, argue or anything, because she's at work and he's a customer. So he started claiming that she's Black. The next day, they asked her what kind of what's her, what kind of men does she like to date. She said she doesn't like dating Black men. She likes dating white men. Oh my God! They flipped. She's no longer Black. They started to call her racist. I'm like, wasn't she Black yesterday? When you thought she would date you, she was Black. But now that she doesn't want to date you, all of a sudden she's not Black. But when the real Black woman, there was a real Black woman in that same place, in that same night, and it was this girl, this girl, absolutely Black, nothing like you could not just like you would not look at her and think, but this is what the chat was. This is what they were telling her. She was not a self-hater. She just is not Black. Her dad is white and her mom is Indian. Native American. So she was not Black. They just wanted to make her black so that they can date her and claim they are dating black women. But when they had a real black woman, they were, saying all these kind of things. They were attacking her. So when someone tells you someone in Latin America is black, you have to realize 90% of the time that person is not probably black, because black is how you look, or if it's not how you look, at least how you identify. And most people in Latin America do not identify as black. That lady is not black in any country in the world. Where is this girl black? The only place this girl would be considered black is by passport bros, because they want to date her and claim they are dating black women. Otherwise, this is not a light-skinned black woman. This is a non-black woman, period. And mind you, her color is a little bit, darker, because she is a nightclub and the lights are like that. So she is not black at all. And the next day she said, she's not black. She said, my dad is white, my mom is, native. So she's not black at all. This is probably when this guy said, Choco is a black city in Colombia. No, she's not black. What spilled your what spilled your drink? She's not black. Yeah, she's not black. Yeah. They tried to make her black, and she was like, "No, I'm not black," because there is nothing black about this girl. And even passport bros, the next day they started calling her racist. They said, she doesn't like black people because she's racist. And but the day before they were calling her their black queen. And this is how they tried to to play. This woman would not be called black here in America. Not only would she not be called black, she would be offended if someone told her she's black. Just because you guys want to call, everybody who has a drop of black, that doesn't make her black. She's not black. And mind you, now even a lot of black American women, she's not black even when she gets here. Remember, a lot of black American women now do not even they have started this thing where they call people biracial. They do not call, she will not be called black by black American women. The only people who would call this girl black are black American men, because they want to date her and claim they are dating black women. But unfortunately for them, this kind of woman would not date them once she gets here. But this woman is not black. Your race doesn't change just because you move from one country to another country. Yeah, so she is not black, and the passport bros even know that. And so these men, to be honest, are self-haters, and but it's not the self-hating only, it's also the desperation, which is, this is why black women should have the beauty standard they should be a man who looks like this woman, a curly hair, light-skinned man should be their beauty standard. This is the problem, we have here in America with black women. Their beauty standard is black men. Their beauty standard should be like this girl. Call someone who look like this woman a black man and make it the beauty standard. Yeah, if you look like her, then you are not black. Remember, this woman has a white dad and a Native American mom. Even by your definition, she is not black. This woman is not black. Exactly. That is the thing. Yes. Um, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Especially the new FBA is basically trying to run away from Africanness. Like I remember some there is that mixed girl. Her dad is Nigerian and her mom is white. She's a very beautiful TV. I think she is weather girl kind of thing, and uh, this you know that there is uh, so this thing that they claim, the FPS call every Nigerian. They say Nigerians are not black, but that girl they call her black, even though her dad is Nigerian and her mom is white, because a lot of these people they do not like pure black. So they are trying to find a way to run away from, blackness. Yeah, beauty standard. The truth is, I wish, we shouldn't care about beauty standards. To be honest, for black women, beauty standard doesn't really matter. What matters is, going to school, getting, something. Uh, Let me see.
Just for the weekend. It was my first time in Cartagena, and my God in heaven. Y'all did not lie about the passport, bro. Baby, I got off the plane. I didn't know where I was at. It was black men as far as the eye could see. I took a little video while I was in the immigration line. They was grouped up and duped up. You hear me? The line was at least 2 hours long to get through immigration. I promise you, and I'm not lying, right hand to God, they probably had 5 women in this immigration line. Everybody else was black men. And I said, oh, there's a story here. I mean, they was coming in groups. The group that was in front of me was a group of 10, bitch. A group of 10 that had came from Philly. How I knew they was from Philly? Because I could hear their accent. I could hear them talking. I was looking at them in line, downloading Tinder. I said, them people did not fucking lie. Now, this is my first time in Cartagena. I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking, I've been to Colombia before. I've been to Cali. But I didn't think that I was coming to the whole fest. But that's what the fuck was going on. And anybody with a peon, any type of peon of a brain could see what the fuck is going on down there in Cartagena. When you walking down the streets, the women is literally pulling on you, winking, calling you pop. They're trying to get it. They working, and they paying for it. They paying for it. They down there buying coochie. I was so embarrassed standing in that immigration line because I could just feel the people that's from Cartagena looking at us because I'm in the fucking line too. They looking at us saying, let's just look at them lined up to come buy some cat. All the way in South America. Y'all, Y'all didn't lie. I thought y'all was lying. I thought y'all was bitter because, these black men is out here traveling and they got their passports. And that's why I was just like, I was just so happy that black men just had passports and they was, seeing the world. No, 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 no. Them motherfuckers is lined up to go participate. And you know what? I ain't gonna say too much on here. But all I'm gonna say is y'all was right. And I apologize. I have never seen nothing like this in my life. Child, they was walking the streets of Cartagena in packs, like a packs of wild dogs, looking for cats. I'm speechless. And it's all eight.
Does any one of them look high value? I actually thought this was like, the background video was actually like, recorded somewhere in America. Do they look high standard, high value? I'm telling you guys. It will never make sense to me for them to believe that Black women, American women, would be jealous, would be unhappy of this man leaving. And mind you, now they cannot even lie because they're always telling us, well, the one that are, marrying the one that have stable girlfriends, they are not on YouTube. That's why you cannot, you can't go by what you see on YouTube. Here is this one is not YouTube. This is a group of them. None of them look. Doesn't look like a group of high standard, high value men. This look like a group of broke black men. And I do not even know. This is amazing to me. I actually thought this not. So there is a plane full of them going. And you could, like most of them are probably broke. They are not going there to see. No passport bro is high value, high value at all. This is not the YouTubers. These are the average passport bro, right? Probably 90, if not all of them, 90% of them probably are not on YouTube. So this idea that we are losing men that we would have liked to keep is a lie, an absolute lie. And, it's proven now. It's proven now.
From 17 up to 70, bitch. They out there hunting in packs, looking for cat. I was blown away. And as I'm listening to them, like as I'm in these lines and I'm listening because I'm nosy, bitch. I want to listen. I'm listening to them talking about how they travel throughout Colombia and they go to these different cities and they don't like this city because of this and this city because of that. Y'all. I can't believe it. I cannot believe this. I didn't want this to be true, but it's true. Unfortunately, it's true. And one last
I am very much convinced that I posted a community wall post saying that I am a nurse, right? And if I was actually talking to this to a recruiter today, and if the recruiter had offered me Zed, I will pay you $5 a day, and I will be like, what the hell are you talking about? I do not want, I'm not going to work for $5 a day. And he would be like, you know what, Zed, if you do not take this job, there are hundreds of nurses in the DR who would take the job. And I would be like, so what? And then a month later, he goes, the clinic moves to the DR, and yeah, there are hundreds and thousands of nurses working for $3 a day. Do you think I would regret it? Do you think I would be jealous of the nurses? Absolutely not. Because for me as an American, $3 is not going to do. $3 a day is not gonna do anything for me. It's the same thing. We are not jealous of these men. These men are not the kind of men we want, if we want them at all. These are not the kind of men we want. Why would any American woman want to date a man like this man? So they have this delusion that we Black women do not want to see this man leave. I'm like, why not? What are you like? What would we lose if you leave? Nothing. Myra, I am so grateful that you gave me this video.
Before I go, they all had on these fake chains. You could tell they were so fake because they were so bright. They were supposed to be like silver or platinum, but they was just so fucking bright. They looked like fucking aluminum on their neck, and everybody had these fake diamond chains on.
Yeah. I have been watching Passport Bros for 2 years. I still have not seen the somehow decent Passport Bros that we have seen is that, what's his name? That guy, Fearless. I think he has a job and he looks clean, but I have not seen any other Passport Bro that even looks presentable. So we do not care losing, like this man leaving America is actually the best thing to happen to Black women, if nothing else, because I am someone who believes that Black American women have a very low rate of interracial dating. Other, like African women in Africa, probably date more white men than Black American women do. And if there is fewer and fewer Black men, Black American women would be forced to date non-Black men, which is what we want. We want them to date non-Black men, because that's the only way you could make it so that it's not so that Black men can respect you. You shouldn't expect respect from Black men. It's so that these Black women would stop worshiping Black men. A lot of Black women in America worship Black men. That's the problem. The men hate them, but the women, like even the ones that are when I watch a lot of this so-called feminist black women, they want Black men when they shouldn't. You shouldn't want Black men. Anyways, guys, I don't know why I stayed up this late. I am trying to go to I should have been in bed by. Did you guys know that I stepped on my house, my apartment? There are a lot of, what do you call them? Trees in around my house, and when you go out, the tree seeds things. You step on those, and then I usually, like in my house, I walk barefoot. So one day I apparently had brought those seed, and I stepped on them in my house, and now it's stuck in my feet. Anyway, so that is what I wanted to say, guys. Be not 3 hours. So I have been, I need to go to sleep. My first patient tomorrow is at 10:15. I'm trying to do this, and my brother is worried about me because he's like, oh, I don't want you to work, at night because your family always is. So I am trying to walk 15 miles on Saturday. I'm gonna walk 15 miles. Like I'm gonna walk 8 miles one way, go to Walmart, buy food, and then come back 8 miles, 15 miles. So and then next week I will do 20 miles. The week after that, 30 miles. So every day, every week, I'm gonna walk 10 miles more until I walk 42 miles. And then after I walk 42 miles, I will sign up for the marathon. But the problem here in Bakers is I don't know if there is a marathon, around here. And then I would sign up for the marathon, and I will walk. Now let me ask you guys: should I private this live, or should I, private it, delete it, or leave it up? Because me, when I start watching my own live, I'm like, oh my god, I sound so as if I sound, I don't like to use the word stupid, but I sound very uneducated. So I don't like watching myself. But today was kind of a nice live. So let me tell me, should I leave it up or should I and let me take my sleeping pill. Guys, I am a nurse, but I hate pills. I hate anything. The only thing I take is Benadryl, which is, of course, allergy medication. I take that to sleep, but I buy 25 milligram and I cut it to half, which is 12.5. And then next time around, I'm gonna cut it to like four, like in quarters, so that it would be 6.25, because I'm trying to to get myself off of it, because I can't sleep if I don't take Benadryl. But I don't take any other medication, nothing. Oh, I take vitamin D3. But when I had my appendectomy, my appendix removed, oh my God, I had such a bad pain. I went to the ER and they were like, well, we have to give you, they put IV, and they're like, well, we have to give you pain medication. And I'm like, absolutely not. Really, what supplements do you take? I'm trying to get into supplements. Like when a lot of my patients have a lot of supplements, and like I meet people in their 80s that only take supplements, and I'm like, you know what? I should start taking supplements. And they look like they are in their mid 60s. And then I meet people in their 40s that take 300 prescription medication, but they look like they are one day from death. So I think supplements are great. Yeah, they wanted to give me pain medication, and I was like, absolutely not. It's I mean, I shouldn't do that, but this is the thing for me, especially because I know where the pain was coming. For me, it didn't make sense to give me pain medication when I know the pain is still there. So I was like, no, I don't want that. So they they gave me antibiotics, and the antibiotics just mm-hmm. So I guess then like the new protocol, the new suggestion is that we tell patients not to we don't tell them to take vitamins. Like if they are not taking it, we don't tell them to start taking it, but if they are already taking it, take it. Yesterday I saw this patient, and she's a from Belize, I think. She takes vitamins that she's a black lady that are called black girls vitamins. So she takes one black girls vitamin, vitamin D, black girls vitamin, hair, nail, and I guess like they are vitamins for black women, or I don't know what they are, but the brand name is Black Girls Vitamins. And she was telling me, she was like, Zed, you should take them too. She was looking at my hair, and she's like, oh, Zed, your hair, doesn't really look good. You should probably take this. Yeah. Yeah, Dennis Sperling is. But Myra, the video you gave me is perfect. Oh my God. All those women, men, they look ridiculous, 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 ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for accompanying me. I will leave. Oh, I take multivitamins, vitamin D, magnesium, very good for the bones, and they even say essential fatty acid, very, very important. Vitamin D, I think, to be honest, the only vitamin I would, one of the vitamins, especially for us Black people, because, we are trace minerals. Oh, wow. Yeah, vitamin D. Almost every Black person who lives in the northern hemisphere should take vitamin D, because our body, our ancestors, are. I mean, mine is not even my ancestors. Myself, I was born in Africa. We are used to a lot of sunlight, so we need a lot of sunlight to produce, to produce vitamin D. So I think if you live in America as a Black person, you should take vitamin D. Trace minerals, like what, Mama? Mhm. Austin is, he is tired of the what do you call it, the passport bro content. So he's trying to move away from it, but he's finding it harder to do that, because I don't know. I wish Aston knows that he doesn't have a talent. He's not a talented person. He is just a lucky one. He was lucky to. Copper and many others that. So true, because they bleach it even when it is in they sometimes bleach it out of the food we eat. And someone told me magnesium is actually also good for sleep. I am vehicle renewal notice. Okay. Jesus Christ, they wanted me to pay $223 for my. Oh my God. Let me see if I can renew it today. $223? 223. Oh my God. I cannot believe this. Why are you making me pay 200 license plate? Oh, okay. So I need those. Okay. I don't have those. Yes, guys. Oh, wow. And still, you don't take a lot of medication? How did you make it? You are, I mean, and still the fact that you don't take a prescription medication? Supplements are actually, especially if you could get the ones that are, good, because some of them have added things that you don't really need. You don't know how many people got COVID, to the point that now I ask patients if they got COVID, because I used to think maybe a few people got it, but a lot of people got COVID. How so? How is it not bad? Hmm. We do, now we don't even ask for like COVID vaccine have become so politicized. We don't even ask any longer. Did you take tests? Because the tests sometimes, if you are a carrier, it will show it. Okay, guys. I would like to. I'm gonna leave this up. Anyways, it was so nice talking to you guys. Bye bye. Good night.